Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tommy with game number 3 in between the two pro players. Of course, I would have been casted the whole series, but this time the games were so long, so I've decided to just cast one game after the other. As you can see, this game is also 36 minutes long. The other game was 45 minutes long, so I really had to just take this step and cast game after game in between MARU and REYNOR. So it's once again an international engagement in between South Korea and Italy. There's a spawning here on Tropical Sacrifice in the upper right. In the blue it is MARU and his opponent from Italy. In the lower left in the red it is REYNOR, who is also already moving out with his overlords here on the map. Let's have a look at their build orders. We've seen very interesting strategies in the previous game, all sorts of units by them, nice mix by both of them. Let's have a look what exactly they're doing here into this game. Of course, I did see a little bit of the replay. I'm not going to spoil it for you. So pretty standard open up by REYNOR, going straight into fast expansion. His overlord's already out on the map. Of course, he's searching for those proxy barracks. MARU is known for his proxy barracks harassment, but no such thing by him, as he's going straight into the barracks at home with gas. So we might see a Reaper attack by him really soon, really early. Let's have a look at the continuation here from REYNOR. It's going into an extractor and spawning pool. So you're pretty standard open up by a Zerg. Same can be said for MARU, also very standard. As he might go for an expansion really soon. He should have the minerals saved up really soon, as his SCV is already in position. There is his first Reaper. Of course, the Reaper early on, really important, just to harass the Zerg a little bit, just to perhaps snipe a drone or two, even snipe some Zerglings. As MARU is also preparing to wall off really nicely. So the overlord is of course nicely scouting the proximity for REYNOR. He sees the vision here. His second overlord is also really important, as he's hiding here, the overlord in the back. So the timing is going to be really important for the Zerg, just to see exactly what the buildings are from REYNOR, from the Terran. Notice that REYNOR is not sending out a drone, or at least not yet. This drone should be his 2 minute and 30-second mark of an expansion. MARU almost cancelling this one, as he's now going straight for those drones. One drone nicely being saved into a spine crawler. So the Reaper is of course as much as annoying as possible, even denying the timing from this hatchery here by REYNOR, almost getting surrounded. But yeah, the queen pops out and this harassment is going to stop here as REYNOR takes his second expansion. Now there is this one overlord, like I told you, very important scouting mission here for him. Let's check the main from MARU. He has a factory. Is this his starport? No, it's going into a second expansion. So very nice and greedy gameplay here by MARU. Of course, he's expecting a very long game, so not going into a starport, going straight into that second expansion. Let's check the main from REYNOR. There's a nice queen here on standby, just spreading more of that creep. And of course see the production tab in the upper left part, just in case I'm missing something. So yeah, the queen nicely defending the home territory, as the Reaper tries of course to be lucky to snipe one drone or two, or perhaps a Zergling. Yeah, let's check. More and more queens are getting spawned, so pretty standard stuff. Even another queen here, so REYNOR might try to add a spore into this location. Of course, many Terrans are known for their starport harassment, and there's that starport straight into a Viking. So MARU, knowing that there should be an overlord nearby, this is why he wants exactly to snipe it as fast as possible. And in comes this important overlord. Sees of course all the buildings, even saw the second expansion, so he knows what is going up. He knows that MARU is preparing a macro game, but at the same time 2 Hellions are being spawned, and the 2 Hellions are already out on the map, but the queen should of course be able to fend this off. The overlord should get sniped really soon by the Vikings, so MARU taking care of course of that scouting mission here. And he might try to regroup his units, he might try to wait for more Hellions, but he also might try to add a medivac as soon as possible, as he's adding a tech lab, interesting enough, into that starport. So still a interesting game by MARU. He's now finally moving out with his Hellions, with his one Reaper. Do we even have a dog here into this map? So yeah, let's have a look what exactly this is going to accomplish for MARU. The queens are on standby, and as you can see, queens are not really taking so much damage out of those Hellions. So the perfect unit to have to defend against the Hellions early on. Nice job here by REYNOR, spreading that creep really nicely with his eggs around the map. More and more creep is getting spawned, and yeah, 3 queens here, 3 as this position. I believe he's also having some queens at home as more and more Zerglings are getting spawned. So nice job here by REYNOR. No tier yet for him. Oh no, there is his tier 2. So he might transition into some lurkers, he might transition into some mutalisks. We're about to find out, as MARU also took finally his second expansion, and he might add more and more barracks. Oh no, he's actually adding another factory. He might go really heavily into factories. 3 factories for him. And we also have a battle cruiser being made. Those battle cruisers can teleport around the map where the Terran has scouted. So a very strong unit here for MARU. Let's see what exactly this is going to be happening here for him, as he's once again on a mission out with his Hellions. These Hellions are really deadly against the drones. So let's see. Of course, REYNOR has prepared for this. He's nicely walling off this entrance. He even has some roaches now on the map. And in comes the Hellion push with this one Reaper. Let's see what exactly he can accomplish. REYNOR knows that the timing really nicely. But now, sadly for him, he's moving out with the queens. This could be a mistake. Of course, he doesn't know the Hellions are coming in. Roaches are on standby. The drones will be targeted. 4 already have been killed, but REYNOR holds his ground nicely, sniping some of the Hellions. And yeah, pushes here MARU back at the same time. The second attack here by this one battle cruisers. No drones here, so the battle cruiser will just kill some Zerglings. So nice teleportation by MARU into this location. So MARU showing us, of course, the advanced technologies by the Terrans. So not the Protoss only having advanced technologies, the Terrans also having this teleportation capability by this one battle cruiser, with some sort of a wormhole, perhaps entering a wormhole and coming outside on the map. So yeah, more and more Hellions are getting sniped here. The high ground is of course for REYNOR into this location, as he's able to push this back really nicely. And yeah, MARU once again has to return home and has to repair his units, but no, he's actually adding more and more Hellions. So he really wants to cripple the economy of the Zerg as much as possible. But REYNOR, by the looks of it, is actually moving out on the map. His creep spread is really nicely. The eggs have made it here very close to the proximity of the expansion. So nice job here by REYNOR, spreading those eggs around the world. Yeah, once again the Hellions are on the move out. REYNOR showing his presence on the map, but MARU really wants to destroy the economy from the enemy. At the same time, he might try to teleport those battle cruisers around the map. Let's see where exactly they're hiding. Nice defenses here by MARU as well, as he has some tanks, but REYNOR looking like he's going to push out, so the battle cruisers have to stay at home. Same can be said about the Hellions, as they're going to get repaired. So 2 battle cruisers. He might go for some more battle cruisers. Yes, indeed, another one is getting spawned. More Hellions. Of course, he might try to go into Hellbats, a more tankier unit. And slowly but steadily, we're closing at that 10-minute mark. So the tanks are nicely spreading around the map, as this dog is checking out this tank. Interestingly enough, also checking out perhaps the second tank. So he should not stay so close to the tank, as lots and lots of splash damage could happen out of that one tank. And yeah, let's see, the queens already very nearby here. Rocks are nicely blocking the entrance, as we see some corruptors, of course, out on the map. REYNOR reacting really nicely with anti-air against the battle cruisers. And yeah, once again, MARU is turtling up. He's scanning the proximity. He's expecting an attack, so this is why those Hellions are already out on the map, waiting for that attack, just so they can push forward and snipe those drones. And we see an interesting unit now. We actually see a swarm host, a mushroom looking like unit, which can launch those locusts in the air. So REYNOR with a very different strategy here. Lots and lots of locusts, I mean swarm hosts. And yeah, let's see what exactly they can do. They just need energy, they just need time, so they can launch those locusts. And they're lastly being guarded here by those queens, and even corruptors are added. So let's see what exactly he can do with this. The tank is already reacting. The income, the locusts already attacking those turrets. Lots and lots of damage. The Hellions are on standby just to snipe the locusts, and the corruptors are now going for the battle cruisers, but they will teleport out once again really nicely. So the other teleportation is going to happen straight into this location. Straight away they can be repaired by the mechanics, by the SCVs. The corruptors are once again vomiting on those buildings, so lots and lots of vomit. Once again, Hero is reacting with some cyclones. Nice job here by him, as the Colossi will take quite some damage out of those turrets. Actually corruptors, not Colossi. So yeah, great stuff here by both players. And once again, the mushroom looking like swarm hosts are ready to launch their eggs, to launch their locusts, and once again lots and lots of damage being taken here by MARU, as he's reacting now with some hellbats just to take care of those locusts. So interesting strategy here by REYNOR. He's deciding to go into mass swarm hosts with locusts against MARU. Same time those battle cruisers are repaired. They might teleport. MARU will very likely try to once again teleport around the map. Could be a possibility, as he's pretty much under siege. But the cyclones are engaging. They're on the high ground. There is no vision for REYNOR here. He has to stay low, and yeah, those battle cruisers are still roaming around. Perhaps Yamamoto gun will be also developed by the Terran. Once again, another swarm is being launched here towards MARU. Careful, the hellbats are of course waiting on the ground. They can deal splash damage. The tanks as well. Look at that, how MARU decides to unsiege and siege to not deal damage towards himself. So interesting strategy. Very defensive MARU here against REYNOR, and REYNOR deciding to be more and more aggressive with his swarm hosts, as he's also taking this location here. And we also have a Scantipede, very interesting unit here to have on the map. Yeah, we see MARU moving out with his cyclones and with his hellbats. But yeah, the mushrooms are also ready to launch their eggs. Once again, the locusts are getting here forward. Tanks are in position, some hellbats are on the ground. This could be really deadly. Remember, REYNOR is not losing any money with this. He's just needing energy and time with those locusts. So not even energy, not even mana, they just regenerate those eggs onto their mushroom looking like shells, and they can just launch attack after attack. So very strong unit, a little bit exposed here, but REYNOR feeling really confident. There goes the scan, so MARU might try to move out, but of course he's scared that it could be a trap. So once again the locusts are closing in slowly but steadily. The eggs should be ready really soon, and there comes another attack. A tank could be targeted, the turrets as well. Let's see what exactly this does. 50 HP onto one of those locusts, so really strong unit to have. Remember, it doesn't cost you anything. So yeah, MARU being able to snap this, and we can see some lasers coming out of this cyclone. So cyclone looking very nice here. You see the hellbats with the cyclones are moving out here, so MARU once again will try to attack really soon. Swarmos are regrouping the cyclones. The corruptors are there to defend, so MARU once again very defensively, very nicely spreading his tanks. Such a nice beeline, and yet those cyclones with those lasers are prepared to attack. Of course, in comes the battle cruiser back from a mission, as they will very likely might try to get repaired. Yeah, in come the locusts once again. This one tank might get sniped, so this is really smart out of REYNOR. He's just sniping unit after unit without having any costs. Those swarm hosts looking very nicely abusive. Some banings have been added, but yeah, the cyclones with that laser vision, with that laser guided missiles, really strong against REYNOR. REYNOR also sticking to this proximity with his swarm host. No swarm host has been killed, so nice strategy by him, as more and more eggs will be added here on the ground, and we might see a good engagement here. But REYNOR is ready with some banings, with some zerglings, as he should be able to push this back. And once again the eggs are ready onto that swarm host, and they will be launched perhaps against these snipers. The cyclones are here, some hellbats are on the ground, but yeah, MARU is taking quite some damage, and if this is going to continue like this, REYNOR might have the upper hand, as yeah, more and more units will be lost for the Terran. So a nice fighting back and forward by REYNOR with his mushroom looking like swarm hosts. At the same time he's nicely expanding, but basically here's the response from MARU. 4 or 5 battle cruisers into this location. He might try to use Yamamoto gun against the hatchery. He's going to be Yamamoto gun against the corruptors. Now he might try once again to teleport out the herded battle cruisers, so really nice job here by MARU, deciding to be aggressive, deciding to show the technology of the Terrans towards the Zerg, as he might once again try to enter the wormhole and get out of danger here, so sniping the hatchery, and he might teleport out. Yes, indeed, the Terran is teleporting out, and at the same time comes a Baneling abusement and lots of damage here being dealt. 17 SCVs have been killed by those Banelings. For some units have fallen here for REYNOR as well. Sorry, yeah, the Soulmost are still in position. REYNOR is expanding all over the map, so you can see like he's taking base after base. So a very interesting game we have here. Swarm host versus battlecruiser abusement. Banelings have been added just to snipe the workers, just to snipe the infantry. And yes, still a large amount of those swarm hosts, as the X will be ready really soon. And yeah, they're ready to get launched as the Cyclone has such a huge range. So let's see what those swarm hosts, those locusts can be doing. Of course the battlecruisers are here to engage, but the corruptors are coming nicely back from REYNOR. The Banelings are moving forward, but MARU holds his ground. The Hellbats and the Cyclones do hold the ground. So really strong stuff here by MARU defending, but he's taking damage. The damage now, the snipers are coming forward to snipe those overseers. So yeah, this hatchery has been lost, so we might see MARU just keep going for this same strategy, turtling up in the domain and then just launch those attacks with those battlecruisers. But just 2 battlecruisers are being left unless other are into a mission against the Zerg. And yeah, let's have a look. The mushrooms already, the swarm host already, more and more creep X will be spreaded. Let's see how this will go, as we have finally passed the 15-minute mark. We're heading towards the 20-minute mark, and there in comes another launch. In comes another launch of the swarm host against the tanks, against the infantry. But yeah, MARU nicely holding. But like I told you, this doesn't cost REYNOR anything. The eggs are for free. The swarm hosts do cost, but of course the locusts are for free. They just spawn onto the mushrooms heads. So yeah, let's see, more and more will be very likely added, or he might transition into something else. MARU is still turtling up, and finally in come the snipers. The snipers are heading straight towards the whole swarm host, but in come the Banelings, and lots of snipers have been lost here into this mission. So MARU taking quite some damage. He did snipe some of those locusts, but yeah, more and more locusts are being added, and once again it's a back and forward game. Lots of damage. Tanks will fall here for MARU, taking quite some damage. Even 7 SCVs have fallen. Such a hard game for him against those locusts. Nice abusement here by REYNOR with his locusts, as MARU even tries to take this expansion next to this Artosilope. So yeah, nice units here onto this map. Very beautiful map with beautiful water and palm trees here. So yeah, let's see how these things will unfold. The locusts almost ready to get launched really soon. MARU still turtling up, still adding more and more bases. And yeah, REYNOR still transitioning into those corruptors, into those Zerglings and Banelings. Let's have a look. Once again, the X will be launched. In come the locusts, as MARU is going to lose a turret, perhaps more. Tank is now getting targeted. More and more is about to fall here, as he's also coming forward with some Banelings. And yeah, nice abusement. Like I told you, REYNOR just nicely kiting those mushrooms back and forward. Really good job here by him. And the MARU should respond once again with a mission out of those battlecruisers. Where exactly are they? Perhaps just staying back at home just to defend, as more and more snipers are now getting added by him. 2 battlecruisers it is. He might try to teleport here into his location. Just a queen, or perhaps just going to stay home to defend, to show his presence, to show his force. Okay, let's see what the next moves are going to be here by these pros. The swarm hosts are finally once again in position, heading straight towards this location. From this location you might once again launch more and more of those locusts, just sniping turret after turret, unit after unit. Every mineral, every gas counts. At the same time, REYNOR is moving forward into this location. The SCVs are pretty much exposed. REYNOR has to out-micro them. So yeah, REYNOR taking once again, MARU taking quite some damage. 18 workers have been sniped. The fireballs out of the Ravagers also might take out some of the infantry. A very nice game. 20-minute, we're closing very closely. We're heading very closely towards the 20-minute mark here, as more and more banelings are being spawned. So REYNOR looking like he wants to attack this expansion. Of course, it's one of the last spawning location here, as finally the battle cruisers show their presence here, mapping some of the units. Let's have a look where those locusts are. Finally, there they are. They're getting scanned, so pretty soon they will launch those locusts around the air. And still, those two bases here are pretty much exposed, so the battle cruisers could transition here, could teleport here, or come out of a wormhole and attack this. It's not really that much being defended, but yeah, MARU deciding of course to use the battle cruisers just to intimidate perhaps REYNOR, but REYNOR is not taking anything from it. He's launching yet another attack with those locusts against the tanks. The tanks are now being targeted, but just like in game number 1, the Hellbats are a really strong counter towards those locusts and broodlords, broodlings on the ground. Yeah, but still it looks like REYNOR just deciding to go for those swarm hosts. Yeah, let's see. Tries of course to land here, but the Overlord, I believe, has feces this sand looking like beach here, so no landing allowed here for MARU. Let's see, even the battle cruiser have to come in and attack this. So we might see a transition here by both players. Corruptus might try to snipe on battle cruiser. He's going to use Yamamoto gun, and now he's going to try to teleport out. A nice save here by MARU as Yamamoto gun showing his presence. Yeah, nicely fending off this attack. So still the locusts are alive. They should launch of course their eggs really soon. It would be also interesting to see the locusts entering the overlords, perhaps to make them more mobile. They're being spawned, or perhaps a worm could be used as well. Nidus worm by REYNOR, but of course he knows exactly what he's doing. He's now adding those eggs. He knows of course tanks are here into this proximity, so they will be very likely the next target. Of course the tanks are also dealing splash damage towards themselves, so nice move here out by REYNOR with his locusts. He's once again targeting every unit, and yeah, every unit counts a lot. As yeah, REYNOR with an interesting strategy with his swarm hosts now, giving them really far, but like I told you, the Zerg could be a global threat against MARU, as some Nidus worms could be added, and the locusts would be much more mobile. But at the same time, finally MARU decides to be aggressive, but at the same time in comes REYNOR with his units. Not that many tanks are being left, thanks to that locust swarms. Two battle cruisers are here to defend, but in come the banning, so MARU has to be very careful, nicely microing those units. At the same time we have another attack here by those locusts, and yeah, the locusts heading straight towards this planetary fortress, but MARU very quickly repairing that one. So nice reaction. At the same time MARU is now moving up with Hellbats, with his snipers into this location. The battle cruisers also showing their presence here straight in the front of the army. What a nice game we have here in between the two probes. The back and forward game. Let's see where those locusts are now finally heading. I don't see them on the map. Perhaps REYNOR transition into something else. Perhaps he might know there they are. There are the swarm hosts. And yeah, this hatchery has been lost by REYNOR. So nice stuff here by MARU showing his presence, even adding a Tor. So once again a interesting military mix here by MARU. Some infantry, but it's just snipers, Tors and tanks. I believe he transitioned into Tors just to give them more capability, more stability here for his army, as the tanks will of course be targeted by the locust swarm. Yeah, Tors of course are not dealing damage, splash damage towards themselves, as MARU just keeps marching here forward. Let's see what is going to be the answer from REYNOR. He still has those locusts, he has some banning, still has some corruptors, but yeah, MARU just feeling very confident now. He's moving forward, snipers are in position, there are the Hellbats on the ground, some battle cruisers, some tanks. A nice beeline being formed, but at the same time we see the locusts being very confident here, about to launch their eggs. But this expansion point, it might even get snapped really soon. MARU is not going to stop here, but we have some broodlings now in the air. We have broodlings it is against the snipers, and yeah, Hellbats should be in front just to take care of those broodlings. So yeah, 21 drones have been sniped, Hellbats are in the front, but they're taking quite some damage. We even have fungus, we even have the orange looking like spell against those broodlings. So nice kiting back and forth by REYNOR, as I believe it is a anti-armor spell, looking very nicely, very beautiful orange color here against those broodlings. Yeah, soon is about to get expired, so nice spell to have for the Terran against the Zerg. And yeah, let's see how things will unfold. The Swarmers are still alive, they're pretty much exposed, but still making so much value here for REYNOR. Still denying so much time. And look at that sniping unit after unit sniping SCV after SCV. A nice job here by REYNOR, and now he even has added those Broodlords in the air. So let's see how things will unfold. Once again, a nice mix, a very heavy mechanical build order here by MARU. He has doors with tanks and hellbats, and yeah, the battle cruisers once again showing their presence against the expansion here from REYNOR. REYNOR at the same time having his units here into this location, having those mushrooms still are alive. The Broodlords have also joined the army, as we will see another attack into this location. Some Ravagers are down. It's a nice scan, so we might see some sniping going on, playing against those Swarmers. Good fungal here by REYNOR. Great EMP against all of those units. Those are here to defend Hellbats as well. So nice sniping here by MARU with his snipers. Still 21 SCVs have been killed. So let's have a look at the work account. 53 for REYNOR, 44 only here for MARU. This is pretty much under siege once again. And yeah, this expansion is going to be the next target from MARU. So yeah, where exactly are they mining? I believe not that much mining is going on. Still a strong bank here for REYNOR as he has 5k minerals versus the almost 1000 here from MARU. You might see a strong engagement. The Yamamoto could be used, but those battle cruisers are pretty much exposed. They will enter another wormhole. And yeah, nice reaction here by MARU. The Hellbats will be targeted. Some tanks will fall. Nice fungals, but the force will stand their ground once again. Tanks as well. See a sniper, and we might see, yes indeed, there is a nuclear launch. MARU needs to be careful not to step into his own nuclear once again. Yeah, he's just going to lay this one here. At the same time, REYNOR needs to be careful not to float into this one atomic bomb here. So yeah, the eggs have been sniped by the snipers. Really strong stuff here by him, as the Tors are still nicely looking in position. 6 Tors, some tanks. And yeah, let's see how things will unfold. Those locusts are still alive, and those locusts brought so much value here for REYNOR. Sorry, for REYNOR. As now they're finally getting sniped. 3 of them nicely getting sniped. As MARU shows us once again the strength of those snipers as he leads them into the high ground. More and more Broodlords are getting launched. But yeah, not that many Hellbats are now alive for MARU, as the Hellbats are of course the counter towards those Broodlords and even against those locusts. So really a strong unit to have, a nice splash damage unit to have, not dealing splash damage to you towards your own units. We actually see a nice run by here by MARU, as this one Pestelo is also panicking here. So a nice job here by MARU, snapping this one hatchery. Great stuff here. One of the last mining hatcheries from REYNOR has been sniped, only with a couple of tanks. So MARU showing us that you can also be aggressive, not only have to turtle up. So yeah, this unit is really under panic still. Let's see what the next moves are going to be here by REYNOR as he's moving forward with his Broodlords. I believe he still has some locusts, yes indeed, launching egg after egg, but the Tors are here. Such a nice tanky unit to have, and yet the Hellbats are of course melting those locusts at the same time. Once again, no, it's just a changeling. Okay, MARU. And yeah, slowly but steadily we're heading towards the 30-minute mark. Let's have a look. Not that much mining going on for MARU. Of course, this base is really important for him, this one as well. He will focus, of course, his defenses into those bases. Same can be said for REYNOR. He's mining from here, also from here a little bit. But yeah, what exactly can he be doing as his Broodlords are finally moving forward? So many Broodlords, but we also see that orange looking like rocket. So the anti-armor orange looking like spell, making those Broodlords looking very beautiful in orange. And yeah, another locust attack against the Tors, but of course they will melt those. And yeah, the anti-armor is still here, bound with the oranges. So let's see, the kiting should continue here for REYNOR. He's going to try, of course, to snipe one unit after the other, but the snipers are here as well. So MARU taking care of those Broodlords, really nicely, sniping one after the other, taking of course some damage at home, but the Tors are holding their ground. Once again, the snipers are here, and the Tors, so many Tors here for MARU. One has been lost. The Banings keep rolling forward, but there are more and more Tors to reinforce those units. Actually, massive amounts of Tors with snipers now here for MARU. scans go out, we see some change, great EMP, and then come the Broodwars against the snipers and against the Taurs. Let's see how this is going to unfold. We even see some mind control, so now mind control has been used against the Terran with those infestors, and of course the battle cruisers are going in just to snipe those units really as fast as possible. With the battle cruisers are very much exposed, one is making it out alive, and some snipers will take care of other units. And yeah, more and more Broodlings are joining here the army. There's a nice choke point here for MARU to defend, so really nice job here by him. And yeah, let's see. REYNOR decides to retreat a little bit. Only 3 Broodlords have been remained here for him. So great engagement, but the snipers once again showing us their strengths. Sniping just 1 minute after the other, one Broodlord after the other. So really nice job here by MARU. Yes, so many Taurs have been lost by him, but in the end it wasn't worth it. So many Broodlords have been lost for REYNOR as well. Yes, he has dropped 2 1k minerals, but he might try to go for those corruptors into more and more Broodlords. So we finally have passed the 30-minute mark, and yeah, let's see, things have calmed down a little bit as we see just 1 Taur, just a couple of Hellbats and those ghosts. And yeah, let's see what exactly is going to be the next move here by the players. The command center tries to scout out this position. REYNOR is going to retreat with some units. Finally both players have calmed down a little bit as the battle cruiser is going to be able to snipe this location really soon. Yeah, good job here by MARU. And yeah, let's see, REYNOR still kiting around on the minimap, still having the swarm hosts. Let's see how many are being left. 5 with some Broodlords, with some massive amounts of Zerglings actually. Yeah, just to snipe the economy is heading straight towards those mineral zones. This is going to be able to snipe so many workers here. The battle cruisers have returned from their mission as they're attacking now the Zerglings. And yeah, 25 workers have been killed here, so nice job here by REYNOR. At the same time, MARU responding really quickly with his snipers, with his Hellbats, sniping nice 9 workers. We see the corruptors now heading straight towards those battle cruisers, and it will be a huge loss here for MARU. He's taking damage out of those corruptors really nicely, as we might even see some vomit coming out of those corruptors. Now he's just deciding to retreat. Nice mix of units once again, as 26 SCVs have fallen here for MARU. He has dropped to 29 workers and 36 only for REYNOR. It's a nice job here by REYNOR. Even might snipe this expansion, let's say burn. But yeah, let's see what the next attack point is going to be here for REYNOR. He's feeling very confident, but there's so many Hellbats here on the ground by MARU. Look at that, what a transition into Hellbats. Of course, he's responding towards those Broodlords with massive amounts of Hellbats and some snipers in the air. Rester is going to get sniped really soon now. As yeah, the Hellbats are now moving forward. We see the command center about to land, but there are Zerglings into this location. So what a close game. It's still anyone's game here. Anyone can win this. Yeah, let's see, so many snipers with massive amounts of energy. Hellbats are here as well. And yes, so many locusts are still alive. Only 1 Broodlord indeed it is for REYNOR. So a heavy cast unit, as REYNOR wants of course to defend this lags mining expansion by him. MARU can't land here. We might see an attack here, but the Zerg has the high ground here against MARU. Some Zerglings are here, some buildings as well, but the tanks are slowly but steadily sieging this location. The snipers coming forward for MARU now. He's the one trading mana for the kills, because the snipers are really strong. So he might try to snipe one Ravager after the other. See, the tanks are also nicely being formed in a nice beeline. And we see a huge engagement now. In comes REYNOR with his forces. Hellbats are in position. Ravagers are launching their balls. And the other Zerglings have also come here forward, but the Terran stands his ground. Slowly but steadily he's moving forward. Might try to have to repair this command center and land it really soon. Let's see what the next steps are going to be, as there's one infestor with nice fungal, no mind control. 2 Ravagers have fallen, 2 Hellbats, sorry, as the Ravager balls to try to get some connection, and in comes REYNOR with his Zerglings, attacking those tanks on the high ground. So I might try to go for the reinforcements here from MARU. He's going to snipe the tanks first, but now in come the Hellbats with the blue flame. At the same time in comes the attack, but the snipers have already taken out some of those units, so MARU once again showing us the strengths out of those snipers as he's going for the Broodwars, he's going for the Overseers and Corruptors, even Ravagers, as he has the high ground, so he's securing his expansion here. At the same time, Reynor having this expansion into its location, and yes, things finally have settled down a little bit. Both players have calmed down a little bit as more and more is being added by them. And yeah, the Thors are still looking very nicely here with their cannons onto their shoulders, looking really strong, really heavily. And yeah, the Hellbats are also here. Let's see what unit composition is here. Hellbats with tanks. And what exactly does Reynor have? Just a couple of Ravagers. Don't see any Broodlords, I don't see the Mushrooms anymore. We do see a Vipers, so perhaps for some Blinding Clouds. And let's see what exactly is going to unfold. We see MARU having a larger army, I believe. Yes, indeed, he has quite a large army. But Reynor might try to kill those units with those Ravager fireballs and just kite back and forth. Yeah, let's see. This is still a mining factory for him. This one here as well. And yeah, the scans go out. MARU slowly but steadily changing his position. He's moving forward. I believe he's going to target this hatchery here. Of course, this is one of the last mining position out of the Zerg. Also many Hellbats here. Snipers are taking care of those Ravagers. Look at that, so many Ravagers are falling due to those snipers. And yeah, the Hellbats are in the front, Corruptors are in the air. But yeah, the hatchery is going to fall so quickly. And look at that, all of those drones here would have been snapped, and Reynor is actually GGing out. So the victory is here for MARU. So with an early strong game, I believe, by Reynor, with those swarm hosts nicely abusing the fact of MARU. But yeah, MARU responding with Hellbats once again, just like he did in game number 1. And the snipers are once again really deadly. We also see some battle cruisers, 5 battle cruisers it was into this game, just to show his strengths, just to show his force. And yeah, remember, battle cruisers can indeed teleport in StarCraft 2. Really nicely teleporting, just like entering a wormhole and exiting somewhere else where the Terran has scouted. And yeah, nice game by Reynor as well. A good mix of his units going once again into Broodlords, but MARU seems to be having that counter for those Broodlords with those Hellbats. And let's not forget once again the snipers. So yeah, what exactly can he be doing? Massive Zerglings, massive Banelings, wormholes could have been a possibility. Nidus Worms, I mean. Yeah, really hard game here for Reynor. MARU playing very nicely, very defensively, and in the end countering Reynor with battle cruisers and with massive amounts of mechanical units, tanks, Thors. We've seen so many Thors. And yeah, let's not forget the Hellbats and the snipers. So nice game by both of them. Hope you guys enjoyed this replay, and we'll be seeing, of course, in the next replays. This is Tommy signing out.